The room was glowing with chandeliers, laughter, and clinking glasses, but inside me, there was only silence, a thick kind of numbness that wrapped around my chest and refused to let go. Tonight was supposed to be another high society dinner. These events had become routine, a parade of fake smiles and carefully staged conversations. But what I didn't know was that tonight would tear away the last bit of faith I had in the woman I once called mine. I sat at the far end of the long mahogany table, surrounded by colleagues, investors, and a few too many people who thrived on gossip. At the center stood Claire, my wife, or rather, the woman who had been slipping away from me for months. She was radiant in a silk gown, her smile sharp enough to cut. And beside her, too close, was Ethan, her assistant. Young. Ambitious. Always eager to please her. I had noticed the stolen glances, the hushed phone calls, the sudden late nights at the office. My gut had screamed what my heart refused to accept. And then, without warning, she raised her glass. "Ladies and gentlemen," Claire said, her voice carrying through the hall. "Tonight isn't just about business. It's about love. I'm delighted to announce," she paused for effect, eyes glittering with triumph, "my engagement to Ethan." The crowd gasped, then clapped. Whispers rippled like wildfire. I felt 1,000 eyes flicker toward me, the husband left in the shadows while my wife declared her new life. My fingers tightened around my glass until I thought it might shatter. But instead of storming out, instead of breaking down, I let a slow, cold calm wash over me. She thought I would crumble. She thought this public humiliation would finish me. She didn't know what I had been keeping to myself. I rose from my chair, pushing it back with deliberate slowness. The room hushed, curiosity thick in the air. My voice was steady, each word sharpened with precision. "Claire," I began, eyes locked on hers, "what a beautiful announcement. But since we're sharing truths tonight, maybe it's time everyone here knows the full story." Her confident smile wavered. Ethan shifted uncomfortably beside her. I pulled my phone from my pocket and tapped the screen. Within seconds, the speakers hidden around the hall picked up a recording I had prepared weeks ago, just in case. Her voice filled the room, unmistakable, undeniable. "Ethan, don't worry about him," Claire's recorded voice purred. "He's too blind to notice anything. Once I have access to his accounts, we'll leave, and he'll just be a memory." Gasps echoed like thunder. Faces turned from shock to disgust. Claire froze, her complexion draining of color. Ethan's mouth opened and shut like a fish out of water. I continued, my voice calm, almost too calm. "You see, this wasn't about love. It was about greed. About power." While she smiled at me in public, in private she was plotting with her assistant, her lover, to strip me of everything I built. Someone dropped their glass. The sound of shattering crystal filled the silence. Claire tried to speak, her words stumbling. "That's taken out of context. You don't understand." I cut her off. "Context? There are hours more if anyone wants to listen. Phone calls. Messages. Plans. Every sordid detail." I kept quiet, hoping maybe you'd come clean. But no, you chose to announce your betrayal as if it were a crown jewel. The crowd was no longer clapping. Investors whispered among themselves, some already pulling out their phones. Her carefully constructed illusion was falling apart, brick by brick. I took a breath, savoring the moment. "Claire, you always loved the spotlight. Consider this your grand finale." Then I set my glass down and walked away, not in rage, not in despair, but with the calm of a man finally free. Behind me, I heard the chaos unravel, reporters rushing forward, business partners pulling away, Ethan trying to defend himself while Claire's voice cracked in desperation. But I didn't look back. The next morning, her face was plastered across headlines, "CEO's wife exposed in public betrayal." Social media was merciless, tearing apart the fairy tale she had tried to sell. Ethan vanished from the company within hours, his career destroyed before it even began. And Claire? She was left with nothing but shame. For years, I had given her everything, my time, my trust, my heart. She repaid me with deceit. Yet in that one reply, in that one moment of truth, I shattered the mask she wore. She wanted to humiliate me, to erase me. Instead, she exposed herself to the world. And me? I walked forward lighter than ever, carrying nothing but freedom in my hands.